If you are a fan, you know how Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, is no stranger to speaking his mind. He has always been known for his no-nonsense approach, whether in the ring or on the big screen. We know he's made headlines for expressing his frustration with what he calls woke culture. But what does he mean by that? And why is it causing such a stir?
In today's easy cancel culture world, and cancel culture, woke culture, this culture, that culture, division, etc., that really bugs me.
You all know everything about The Rock, but did you know before he followed his family tradition of pro wrestling career, Johnson played college football at the University of Miami, where he was part of the 1991 national championship team. He briefly played for the Calgary Stampeders in the Canadian Football League before shifting to wrestling. The Rock won his first WWE championship in 1998. His charisma and energy quickly made him one of the most popular wrestlers, and he became known for his signature moves like the Rock Bottom and the People's Elbow. The WWE fame, whom we have seen chokeslammed, pedigreed, and whatnot, but he has always gotten up strong. Johnson has often hinted at the possibility of pursuing a political career. In various interviews, he has expressed that he could see himself running for office someday, though he has not committed to a specific position or timeline. But with his massive following, this could be true. Just imagine The Rock for president. What an America would that have been? But this is not about his The Rock days. This is about what Dwayne Johnson thinks. Maybe that's the reason some people saw his comments on the woke culture as weak, as if he were not himself. As we mentioned his political intentions back in 2020, what was about to happen was predictable. It all began when, in 2020, Dwayne Johnson made headlines when he publicly endorsed Joe Biden for president. He made headlines when he said, "As a political independent and centrist, I voted for both parties in the past. In this critical presidential election, I'm endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Progress takes courage, humanity, empathy, strength, kindness, and respect." His support came as a surprise to many and led to a mixed response from his fans. In his endorsement, The Rock praised Biden's leadership qualities and expressed his belief in a positive change for the country. He highlighted values like unity and progress, which he felt aligned with Biden's campaign. Fans who supported Biden have seen Johnson's endorsement as a boost for their candidate. I think Dwayne Johnson's take on woke culture is pretty fascinating. On one hand, it's like he's giving voice to the struggle of keeping up with fast-moving social changes. I would compare the situation to trying to catch a speeding train while juggling flaming torches. With that mental picture, let's move on and find out what happens next. After his endorsement of Joe Biden led to a split in his fan base, Dwayne Johnson has chosen to refrain from making political statements on social media this time. Well, it's no surprise that when a celebrity steps out of their usual realm and comments on something unexpected, they're often met with judgment. The endorsement has been seen as an attempt to leverage his celebrity status to influence political opinions. Some fans preferred that he stay out of politics, viewing his involvement as unnecessary. He revealed he wanted to avoid the divisiveness that accompanied his previous support and maintain a more like a neutral position. He said,
"The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. And I thought back then, when we talk about, hey, I'm in this position where I have some influence, and it's my job then. I felt like that then. It's my job now to exercise my influence and share with this is who I'm going to endorse. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no. I'm not going to do that, because what I realized, and I didn't realize it back then, but I realize it today. And back then, just like I am today, very lucky, I was then the most followed American man in the world, and I am today the most followed American man in the world, and I appreciate that.
What we get from this piece of interview is that Johnson feels his previous endorsement of Biden was the best choice for him at that moment. He had believed it was his responsibility to use his influence to publicly back a candidate. However, he now regretted the division his endorsement created, which he hadn't anticipated at the time. His frustration would feel real and relatable if you've ever felt lost in the whirlwind of new cultural norms. So this time he just chose to play it safe and not let history repeat itself. Pretty understandable, right? Johnson recognized that his endorsement contributed to significant discord and decided that he would not make any endorsements in the upcoming election. He emphasized his dedication to promoting unity and mentioned that he would keep his political views private. Johnson expressed confidence in the American people to make their own decisions and vowed to support whichever candidate is elected president. What I feel here is like he's just scratching the surface of a much larger discussion. With that, Johnson also seems focused on maintaining a positive, inclusive space for his fans, rather than wading into potentially sensitive issues. This is a reminder of how complex and impactful a celebrity's political involvement can be. In other interviews and public statements, Johnson has mentioned that he wants to keep his platform free from political debates to maintain a positive and inclusive space for his fans. He emphasizes his commitment to universal values like unity and respect, without aligning himself with any specific political agenda.
And that was a few years ago.
That's right.
And you made a very big point. You said, I've never done this before. I've never endorsed a political candidate.
That's
and
right.
you endorsed Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And I'm being real with you, and you're being real with me.
Sure.
A lot of people on Fox watching us, you and I talk right now, remember that and wonder about that.
Dwayne Johnson also recently opened up about his thoughts on the current state of America and his decision regarding the 2024 election. In a candid revelation, he admitted he isn't happy with how things are going in the country, though he remains hopeful for positive change. However, Johnson revealed a significant shift in his approach this election cycle. Despite being one of the most followed American figures, he acknowledged that his endorsement contributed to polarization, a reality that has troubled him both at the time and in retrospect. What do you think about Johnson's change of heart? Let us know your thought in the comments below. Determined to avoid repeating that outcome, Johnson has decided to keep his political views private in 2024. He emphasized that he wants to focus on uniting people rather than contributing to further division. Johnson expressed his trust in the American democratic process, stating that he will respect and support whichever candidate is chosen by the voters. On the other hand, we all know The Rock for his jaw-dropping wrestling moves and his blockbuster films, but did you know he's also a big advocate for veterans? Yup, Johnson is seriously dedicated to making a difference in the lives of military personnel and their families. He's actively involved in various initiatives that aim to improve their lives, showing just how much he cares about giving back to those who've given so much for us. The star has become one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood with his blockbuster films such as the Fast and the Furious series, Jumanji, and Moana. But that's not all. The Rock's influence goes way beyond his acting career. Can you imagine his fan base? With a massive following of 396 million on Instagram, our guy here is pretty influential, you know? Unlike many, he uses his social media platform to tackle important social and political issues. With his reach and genuine approach, he's able to connect with people on a personal level, sparking conversations and shining a light on causes that matter. That's right. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Well, one thing is clear. The Rock addresses issues that matter and promotes unity rather than diving into partisan politics. He is aware of his motives on this platform, and he is open about it. If you follow him, you must really know him, maybe even as a friend. That's why we love him. Before we go, it's worth noting that Johnson has not completely ruled out a future in politics. He's still hinted at the possibility of running for office someday, but for now, he's steering clear of direct political endorsements. This leaves many wondering what his next move might be and whether he'll re-enter the political arena in a different capacity. So, what do you think about The Rock's new approach to politics? Is he making a smart choice by stepping back? Or do you miss his more outspoken political side? Currently, Dwayne Johnson is gearing up for a Red One, a thrilling new holiday action comedy on Amazon Prime Video. In this festive flick, he's joining forces with Chris Evans, promising an exciting mix of action and holiday cheer. So make sure you show your buddy some love. All right there, let us know your thoughts in the comments below what you think about this video. If you found this update insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on your favorite stars and their political journeys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.